So this watch, I just found it and I couldn't resist buying it and sharing it with you guys because it was about £44 all in. And I thought, well, if it's total junk, I haven't blown too much money. But surely, it can't be any good if it's only £44, can it? Well, we're going to find that out in today's video, so let's go and have a look. So how good is this little beauty for your £44? That's what we're going to go through now. So get it off its stand and get stuck in. I want to run through the things I'm maybe not so sure on first, and then we'll finish on all the likes. So, well, what are you going to expect to gain for your £44? Occasionally is going to be a bit of sloppy finishing. No one likes a sloppy finish now, do they? So the first thing is the occasional bits of poor finish. First example would be on the case back. I've worn this probably twice, and this is pretty much the finish that it came with from new. It was a bit rough, a bit scratched. It looks like a very cheap bit of metal on the back there. But then the rest of it's a lot better. But then you do get fairly good polishing. It's not too bad, don't get me wrong. It's not amazing, but it's not as terrible as I have seen on cheap watches. Lovely finishing on the dial though, and the hands. The hands are really good, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But the other thing that's a bit squiffy is this domed acrylic. It's got a weird little nipple on it. Like an inverted nipple. It's a bit weird. It's a bit like my sense of humour, but anyway, it's a bit average. And the other thing that's a bit weird with its bit of sort of build quality is the feel of the crown. I swear wearing professional-looking gloves is a flipping nightmare. Right, let's get this crown out. I shouldn't have cut my fingernails either. Bloody hell. There we go. So, it's quite hard to pull out as well. It's obviously not just getting your nails in there if you've not cut them off like me, but pulling it out is quite stiff. So that's another weird little issue. And when you've pulled it out, which I think I've done, yeah, it doesn't have hacking, as you can see. And the feel through the crown, if I get some focus, it feels very clonky, very notchy, not great. This is obviously not the standard strap. I've been wearing on this because I like to do crazy things, because that's me. This is a £50 ostrich strap, which I sell in the store. Well, you know I sell straps, so this is a chance for me to promote my straps. The reason why I'm recommending my straps is because they don't cost very much money, the quality is outstanding, and you can basically make any watch of value just feel nicer. So why not put it on a cheap watch? Maybe not go to extremes of a 50 quid ostrich leather like I put on mine, because the strap is worth more than the blooming watch. But I thought, that's me, I'm a bit crazy. Stick a crazy expensive strap on a crazy cheap watch. Great fun. The standard strap, I've seen worse. It's not woeful. I mean, it's okay. It's not. I've seen worse on a Loris, which costs obviously half the amount, but it's still pretty bad. But this is sort of faux croc, not too bad. Bit shiny, not too stiff. It's reasonably flexible, and the buckle is actually surprisingly good. It's not that bad at all. But again, it's just a bit of a old-fashioned looking strap, in my opinion. But it does have the diamond logo on there, so it's not the worst strap I've ever seen. You know me, I like to swap my straps out, especially if I've got the option to put this on it. I think complements this watch really well. What do you guys think? But I think this tone, light tan with this teal dial is an amazing complementary colour. So I've got the strap out of the way, and obviously a bit of self-promotion, which has got to be done. I am a YouTuber, aren't I? Legibility is the next thing. The gold and the teal and the way it plays with the light looks gorgeous, but actually sometimes I find myself sort of going, it's a bit bright, I can't read the blooming thing. What's going on? So yeah, as beautiful as this teal and gold complementary thing going on here, it's just not actually that legible. It's a bit tricky in bright light conditions to see it, but you know what? It's so pretty, I don't care. Then there's this weird, slightly feminine tiny pink jewel at the 12. It's not a diamond. It's not going to be a pink diamond at this price. It's not going to be anything. It's just probably a shard of plastic they decided to stick in there. I don't mind the watch having a diamond sort of graphic on the dial. I don't mind that. But I'm not sure about this weird tiny little red jewel. I don't know what that is at the 12 o'clock. It looks a bit tacky. It looks a bit chintzy. But lucky it's really small. Don't really notice it. So you know what? The negatives, believe it or not, they pretty much end there. Now it's time for me to give a gushing, good, positive, flowing report on how lovely this watch is. Start with this dial colour. Oh, I love that dial. It's just the way it catches the light. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's really stunning. And that colour is not something you see very often on a watch. And to get it on a watch this cheap, it's really nice. Saw the pictures and I thought, I just love it for the colour of that dial alone. So it plays with the like beautifully incredible sunburst effect, and the colour alone, like I've said, is gorgeous. Then the price. What a Bobby Dazzler for that price. Absolute bargain. Including taxes and delivery here to the UK, I paid £44 and probably 1p or something, but that is amazing value for money. I am not going to worry about this watch. It is just a little bit of fun, and I just wanted to see how good it was. I love the size, elegant proportions. I'm going to put it back on my wrist to show you how it looks on my 7¼ inch wrist. It looks really nice, and that's just me obviously being very biased, but I think it's well proportioned. It's not tiny little toy watch, is it? Look. Decent dimensions, quite long, which helps with in relation to its case size. So I think, normally people go, oh, that's a woman's watch at that size. I'm like, well, no, it's not. I've got a man's wrist, 7¼ not tiny by any means, and look at it, it's totally fine. And it's so light, helped by that little manual wind movement in there, and it's so slim, and the acrylic crystal, that is very light as well because it's plastic. And its proportions as well. It really aids with the lightness and comfortable wearability of this piece. I love the design. I just think it's simple and elegant, very classic, slightly twisted lug design, very simple, clean, dressy style with these lovely Dauphine hands, subtle little tip of red on this seconds hand. I just really like that. It's really cool. And then you've got these lovely, beautifully polished indices, markers, and obviously the hands. Really nice polishing with this gold finish. I'm surprised at this price that they're not all manky and covered in crap. They're actually beautifully polished and really neat and tidy. And you've got this inner sort of movement or dial spacer ring thing here. Forgive my terrible terminology, but you can see it there, can't you, for goodness sake. It's gold coloured, complementing the gold on there. Really smart. I think gold and the silver colour of the case, they work together. Really nice. Bit dated. The hand winding. I do like a cheeky little hand winder, and I do think it's fun to have a hand winding movement because it's something you have to interact with, twizzling the crown every day or so, and giving it a bit more power, interacting, feeling that nice little mechanical winding action as you're winding it up. It's just really nice, really charming and old school. Really nice feel to the movement as it winds. Terrible when you're changing the time. It feels like there's bricks stirring around in there. But the hand winding's really smooth and lovely. You saw I took the case back off, which was quite easy with I used my sticky ball thing. You see these shots here. I'm wondering if it's a Vostok movement because it's got B for Bostock, and it looks like a really basic hand winder you'd get in a Vostok, but I don't actually know. If anyone is a genius about movements and can enlighten me, that'd be really helpful. I have no idea. I did loads of research. I couldn't find it. Been on the time grapher. I haven't had to regulate it. It's keeping reasonable time. There's no issues there. It's not running badly. It's not got any issues. It's great. I think it's going to be a reliable, just leave it and not worry about it kind of workhorse movement for many years. And that's another great thing at this kind of price, to have that kind of movement, which should be okay. And you know what? I adore acrylic. I know some people just immediately go, it scratches easily, hate, walk away. But you know what? The truth of the matter is acrylic is really nice. I'm becoming a absolute lover of acrylic for many reasons. It's tough. It's got a warm, really nice play with light. It's got a nice texture to it. It sounds nice when you tap it. It's really tough. It's actually way tougher than sapphire. It's more prone to cracking than just shattering and leaving bits to ruin your watch. Any scratches or nicks in it, you can buff out with Polywatch, and it actually cleans up very well. It was used for many years for good reason. I know it doesn't look as classy or as it doesn't have the durability of sapphire, but you know what? I don't care about that when I'm buying a £44 Chinese watch. I like something that's got a bit of charm. So yeah, this watch is so much fun. I'm really glad I got this. I just was inspired to share with you another cracking bargain. I don't know if there's been many other reviews of this exact watch on the internet, but I really recommend it, Really pretty, especially in this colour. The fit and finish is not woeful like you'd expect at this price point. So I was very pleasantly surprised about this watch, It's reasonable enough build quality for this kind of money. Again, it's got its flaws, but you know what? Because it looks like an old watch and it's got a few little flaws on it, you go, you know what? This looks like something I've just bought off eBay. And but no, it's brand new and it's got charm. That's just something magical about this watch. It's a really cheap Chinese bit of crap, but I love it. It's just something you can throw in the collection, just as something a bit weird, a bit different, and you're not going to worry about it too much. Thanks so much for watching, guys. It's been a real pleasure. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.